Hello, everyone. Welcome to the English Mind podcast.
Hello, friends. Nice to see you again.
Hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of the English Mind podcast. I am Sarah, and I am sending you a big, warm smile from the studio today because I am feeling absolutely wonderful.
And hello to all our fantastic listeners out there. I am John, and I am also feeling full of energy and happiness today. It is really great to be here with you, Sarah, and to have the chance to speak English with our friends from all around the world.
It is always the highlight of my week, John. I love sitting here, drinking my tea, and chatting with you. Speaking of happiness, how have you been lately? Has anything special happened in your world this week?
You know, Sarah, it has been a very nice week. It was not a crazy week with big events, but it was calm and peaceful. I spent a lot of time in my garden because the weather was sunny and just being outside makes me feel good. How about you?
That sounds lovely. My week was busy, but in a good way. I met an old friend for lunch yesterday, and we laughed for 2 hours straight. It reminded me how important it is to share time with people we love.
That is so true. Laughter is the best medicine, as they say. And actually, your story about laughing with a friend leads us perfectly into our topic for today.
Yes, it does. Today, we're going to talk about best moments. We are going to discuss our favorite memories, the happiest times in our lives, and how to describe these beautiful moments in English.
This is one of my favorite topics because it is all about positivity. When we talk about our best moments, we feel happy again. It's like reliving the memory inside our heads.
Exactly. And for our listeners who are learning English, this is a very important skill. When you meet new people, you often want to tell them stories about your life. You want to tell them about your travels, your family, or your success.
Yes, storytelling is a big part of communication, but sometimes it can be difficult to find the right words in a new language. You might feel shy or worried about your grammar.
That's normal, but today we want to help you feel confident. Before we share our stories, John, maybe we can give some advice on how to structure a story about a best moment.
That is a great idea. I think the first thing to remember is the when and where. Every good story needs a setting. You should start by saying last year, or when I was a child, or on my holiday in Spain.
Yes, setting the scene is important. And then you need to talk about who. Who was with you? Were you alone? Were you with your family? Were you with your best friend?
Correct. And then comes the most important part, the what and the why. What happened and why was it special?
And don't forget the feelings, John. A story without feelings is just a list of facts. We need to use emotion words. Instead of just saying it was good, we can use stronger words.
Oh, I love strong adjectives. Words like amazing, wonderful, incredible, exciting, or peaceful. These words add color to your story.
I also like the word unforgettable. It means you cannot forget it because it was so special.
Unforgettable is a beautiful word. Also, practically speaking, our listeners need to be comfortable with the past tense. Most of the time, when we talk about best moments, we use verbs like was, went, saw, ate, and felt.
Yes, I went to the beach, I saw a beautiful sunset, I felt so happy. Keeping the sentences simple and clear is the best way to start. You don't need complicated grammar to tell a wonderful story.
I agree completely. Clarity is key. So, Sarah, are you ready to practice what we preach? Shall we share some of our own best moments with our listeners?
I am very ready. I've been thinking about this all morning. Where should we begin? Should we go back in time to when we were children?
I think that is the perfect place to start. Childhood memories are often the strongest because everything is new. Do you have a specific happy memory from when you were a little girl?
I have many, but one memory stands out very clearly. It was the day I got my first dog. I was about 8 years old and I had wanted a puppy for a very long time.
Oh, getting a puppy is a classic best moment. Tell us more. Did you know you were getting it or was it a surprise?
It was a total surprise. It was Christmas morning. I came downstairs to open my presents, and I saw a big box with holes in it. Suddenly, the box started to move and make little noises.
That is so exciting. A moving box. What did you do?
I was a little bit scared at first, but then I opened the top, and there was this tiny golden puppy with big brown eyes looking up at me. I started crying because I was so happy.
Oh, that is such a sweet reaction. Tears of joy. What did you name the puppy?
I named him Sunny because he made me feel like the sun was shining. We played together all day in the garden. That feeling of pure excitement is something I will never forget.
That is a wonderful story, Sarah. It has everything: surprise, emotion, and a happy ending. Animals really do bring so much joy to our lives.
They certainly do. What about you, John? Do you have a favorite childhood memory? Maybe something involving adventure?
Yes, I do. My best childhood memory is about a camping trip with my father. I grew up in the city, so I didn't see nature very often. But one summer, my dad took me to a big national park.
Oh, camping. I love camping. Sleeping in a tent is so much fun. Was it your first time?
Yes, it was my first time sleeping outside. I remember we arrived at the campsite and we had to set up the tent together. It was difficult, but we worked as a team.
That is a nice bonding moment. Working together makes the success feel better.
Exactly. But the best moment was at night. We made a fire and we roasted marshmallows. It was dark, and when I looked up at the sky, I saw millions of stars.
The stars in the countryside are incredible, aren't they? In the city, you cannot see them because of the lights.
Yes, it was magic. I had never seen so many stars before. I felt like I was in a spaceship looking at the universe. My dad told me stories about the constellations. It was very peaceful and quiet.
That sounds breathtaking. Breathtaking is another good word for our listeners. It means it is so beautiful it takes your breath away.
Yes, that is a perfect word for that night. It was breathtaking. I felt very small, but very safe and happy sitting by the fire.
Thank you for sharing that, John. I can almost smell the campfire smoke and see the stars just by listening to you.
Now, let's move forward in time a little bit. As we grow up, our best moments change. They become about achievements or success or maybe romance.
That is true. Teenage years and early adulthood are full of big changes. One of my best moments from that time was when I passed my driving test.
Oh, the driving test. That is a very stressful day for everyone. I remember being so nervous for mine.
I was incredibly nervous. My hands were shaking on the steering wheel. I thought I was going to fail because I made a small mistake parking the car.
Parking is always the hardest part. So what happened? Did the examiner pass you?
The examiner looked at me very seriously. He was writing on his paper for a long time. I was holding my breath. And then he looked up and smiled and said, "Congratulations, Sarah, you passed."
The relief. That feeling of relief is amazing.
I was so happy I almost hugged him, but I didn't, of course. Driving home alone for the first time, listening to my music, feeling independent, that was a fantastic moment.
Freedom. That is what a car represents. It is the freedom to go where you want. That is a huge milestone in life.
It is. What about you, John? Do you have a memory of a big achievement or success?
Well, for me, a very special moment was when I finished running my first marathon.
A marathon? You ran 42 kilometers? John, that is incredible. I get tired running for the bus.
It took a lot of training. I practiced for 6 months, but the race day was very hard. My legs were hurting and I was very tired.
I can imagine. So why is it a best memory, if it was painful?
Because of the ending. When I saw the finish line, there were hundreds of people cheering and clapping. My family was there holding a sign with my name on it.
Wow, that must give you a lot of energy.
It did. I forgot about the pain. I ran across the line and they put a medal around my neck. I felt so proud of myself because I did something very difficult. I didn't give up.
I didn't give up. That is a powerful phrase. Overcoming the challenge creates the best memories because you are proud of your strength.
Exactly. It taught me that if I work hard, I can do difficult things. That feeling stays with you for a long time.
That is inspiring, John. Really.
But sometimes best moments are not about working hard. Sometimes they are just about relaxing and enjoying beauty, like travel.
Oh, travel memories are the best. I love hearing travel stories. Do you have a favorite holiday memory?
Yes, a few years ago, I went to Thailand. I went to a very small island. One evening, I was sitting on the beach watching the sunset.
Sunsets on the beach are always special. What made this one different?
The colors were unbelievable, pink, purple, orange, and the water was so warm. But the best part was that I was completely alone on the beach. There were no other tourists.
Just you and the ocean.
Yes, I was listening to the sound of the waves crashing on the sand. I felt a deep sense of peace. I wasn't worrying about work or money or emails. I was just present.
Being present. That is a very important concept. Often we are worrying about the future or thinking about the past, but happiness is usually found in the present moment.
Exactly. I remember thinking, I want to remember this feeling forever. And I do. Whenever I am stressed, I close my eyes and imagine I am back on that beach in Thailand.
That is a great technique. It's like a mental safe place. My favorite travel memory is a bit different. It was in Paris, France.
Paris is a very romantic and beautiful city. Was it a romantic memory?
Actually, no. It was a funny memory. I was lost. I was trying to find a famous museum, but I took the wrong bus. I ended up in a small neighborhood that was not on the map.
Being lost can be scary. Were you worried?
A little bit. But then I found a tiny bakery. The smell coming from the door was amazing. Fresh bread and chocolate, so I went inside.
Oh, French bakeries are the best in the world.
I bought a chocolate croissant, and the baker was a very old, kind man. He didn't speak English, and I didn't speak French, but we managed to communicate with smiles and hand gestures.
Communication is more than just words.
Exactly. I sat on a bench outside, ate my warm croissant, and watched the people walk by. It wasn't the Eiffel Tower, but it was a perfect, authentic moment. I felt like a real local person, not a tourist.
That is beautiful. Sometimes the unplanned moments are better than the planned ones. Getting lost led you to a perfect croissant.
Yes. So my advice to travelers is don't worry if you get lost. You might find something wonderful.
We have talked about big things, marathons, travel, driving tests. But John, I think we should also talk about the small moments, the everyday magic.
I agree, Sarah. We cannot wait for a holiday or a graduation to be happy. We need to find best moments in our normal daily life.
There is a Danish word for this, hygge. It means finding comfort and happiness in simple things.
Like what? Can you give me an example of a simple best moment for you?
For me, it is Sunday mornings. I wake up late, I make a big pot of coffee, and I sit in my armchair with a good book. It is raining outside, but I am warm inside.
That sounds so cozy.
It is. It's nothing expensive or crazy, but that quiet hour on Sunday morning is my favorite time of the week. It recharges my battery.
I love that. For me, a simple best moment is cooking dinner for my friends. It's not a fancy party, just some pasta, some music, and good conversation around the kitchen table.
It goes back to connection again. Good food and good friends.
Yes. When I look around the table and see everyone smiling and eating, I feel a warm glow in my chest. That is a best moment right there.
It is important to notice these things. If we don't pay attention, we might miss them. We are often too busy looking at our phones.
You're right. We need to put the phone down and look at the world. Look at your children playing. Look at your partner smiling. Look at the flowers in the park.
John, this conversation has made me feel so grateful. Talking about happy things really changes your mood, doesn't it?
It definitely does. I feel much lighter and happier than I did an hour ago. It's powerful stuff.
So, we have given our listeners a lot of examples. We talked about childhood pets, camping under stars, passing tests, running races, travel adventures, and quiet coffees.
That is a lot of different types of happiness. I hope our listeners can relate to some of these stories.
Now, let's summarize the key vocabulary we used today. Repetition is good for learning.
Good idea. We used adjectives like amazing, wonderful, breathtaking, proud, peaceful, and unforgettable.
We also talked about the verbs for the past. I went, I saw, I felt, I achieved, I decided.
And we talked about the structure of a story: when, where, who, what, and why.
If you use this structure, your English stories will be clear and interesting.
Sarah, I have a challenge for our listeners. I think they should try to do this themselves.
I love challenges. What should they do?
I want every person listening to think of one best moment from their life. Just one. Close your eyes and see the picture.
And then?
And then try to describe it in English. You can write it down in a notebook, or you can record your voice on your phone, or you can tell a friend.
Or, even better, you can tell us.
Yes, we would absolutely love to hear your stories. The comments section under this video is a great place to practice.
Please write to us. Tell us, my best moment was when. We read every single comment and we love getting to know you.
It is true. Our community is so supportive and friendly. Don't be shy about your English level. Just try.
Writing is the best practice, and reading other people's happy stories will make you smile too.
Sarah, do you have any final thoughts before we say goodbye today?
I just want to say that life can be difficult sometimes. We all have bad days, but keeping our best moments in our memory helps us get through the hard times.
That is very wise advice. Your memories are like a treasure box. You can open the box whenever you need a little bit of sunshine.
Exactly. And creating new memories is important too. So go out and do something fun this week.
Yes, go for a walk, call a friend, eat a delicious cake, make a new best moment.
Well, John, I am sad that we have to stop because I could talk about this for hours, but our time is up for this episode.
Time flies when you are having fun. This was definitely a best moment of my day, Sarah. Thank you for the great conversation.
Thank you, John, and a huge, huge thank you to everyone listening to the English Mind podcast. We appreciate you so much.
If you enjoyed this video and you want to help us make more, please consider supporting the channel.
You can do that very easily. Just click the subscribe button and the like button. It is free for you, but it means the world to us.
And turn on the little notification bell so you know when our next video is ready. We have many more interesting topics coming soon.
We do indeed. We want to help you learn English with joy and confidence.
So, thank you again, friends. Have a wonderful, happy, and unforgettable week.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep smiling and keep speaking English.
Bye-bye. Take care.